Yo, 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 what's going on, my friends? Instagram, Facebook, what's happening? I am so fired up today. Today, we're talking about the 5 traits of the best athletes and the greatest coaches. The best athletes and the greatest coaches. And welcome today. It's Wednesday. It's 12 noon on the West Coast, 3 o'clock on the East Coast. And I've got a very special guest joining me in just a matter of mere moments. Yup. So buckle up and get ready because I am giving away prizes today as well. Lots and lots of prizes. The more you comment, the greater your opportunity to win one of the prizes. So I want to see lots of comments, lots of questions on the IG, on the FB, all that great stuff. I want to see it because when it's coming through, I want to give this stuff away today. I want it in the air today, going somewhere around the world. Maybe Australia, maybe Europe, maybe Asia. We don't know. We got people from all over the world, all over the globe tuning in on Facebook and Instagram for today. 5 traits of the best athletes and the greatest coaches, because when I study this, there's commonalities, the 5 commonalities, and we're going to discuss this today with my special guest. So I want to see your name. I want to see it piping through your city, state, and your location. If you're a trainer, tag your gym. If you're not a trainer, but you work out at a gym, please tag that gym. I want to see that gym because I'm going to be all over the world coming up here over the next 3 months. Man, I'm going to be getting my frequent flyer mileage on, and I might be coming to a gym near you. So buckle up your bootstraps, my friends. Today is going to be a fun one. As a matter of fact, a couple quick questions. I see the thumbs up and the likes on the IG and on the FB. Here's what we have today on the very special announcements going on. Number 1, I can't wait. Tomorrow, I'm starting to give out some impact scholarships, some schollies. Yup. Matter of fact, 7 scholarships. Scholarships. Yeah, we talking scholarships are going out tomorrow here in San Diego, back on the East Coast. Matter of fact, I'm going to have a special live next week announcing all of our winners. But over $7,000 tomorrow alone is going out for the Durkin Impact Scholarships based on your contributions over the year. 100% of the money is going back to these kids who are going to college to get an education. So yes, I can't wait for that. It's going to be a fun time starting tomorrow. The impact scholarships are going out. Number 2, if you're in the Southeast or want to be in the Southeast next weekend, I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida. Nope, I'm not going to see Disney and Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. I'm going for Perform Better Orlando 3-day summit. If you're a trainer, coach, or you want to be around some massive epic energy, that's you're going to want to be next weekend on June 8th. I've got a lecture and a workout at Perform Better. Be there. And of course, before we get into all this great stuff, on the 26th of June, I need you on the other side of Disney, Anaheim, where I might see Mickey and Minnie, because I've got, what else? The Super Bowl. Yes, the Super Bowl of all fitness shows, Idea World, and the one-day mentorship experience. I want you there at the one-day mentorship experience. I'm announcing it here for the first time. Part of my one-day mentorship, I have a very special guest coming to that. Can anyone guess who that is? She's been in some of my cooking shows. She's someone who I spend every day. Yes, my wife, Melanie, is going to be part of my one-day mentorship. She's going to be a guest presenter there. So I want to see some thumbs up and some comments coming through there. I've got the one-day mentorship. We have a TV show being filmed. It's the final episode of my TV show that'll be aired later this year, early 2020. And again, the Club and Studio Summit there as well. And then finally, right here, as you comment for the gifts that I'll be giving away, my friends, I am giving away today, what else? What would a live be on Instagram and the FB without a wow book? You want the wow book? Hashtag give me a wow. Give me some inspiration and motivation. Or you want the impact booked. Thank you so much for all the surveys that you're filling out on my new podcast, Todd Durkin Impact Podcast, that's coming up this summer. The Impact Podcast. You get to read the book right there. A hoodie. Yep, you better believe it. A hoodie is right. You get a gray hoodie. Nothing better when it's getting warm out to put the hood on and get after it. And yes, this live today on the IG and the FB is sponsored by my friends over at Carnison. Yeah, and take a look at this. Never done before. Not only are you getting the pre-caged cage muscle pre-workout right here. By the way, when you take a look at the ingredients, love looking at the ingredients on this. How much Carnison beta-alanine is in this? 1.6 grams. 2 scoops of that bad boy, boom, and you will be on fire. On your workout days, and your non-workout days, because you want to be mentally focused. You want to be on fire. Strength, speed, endurance, focus, all of these things will be enhanced by making sure you use the right supplements. Carnosine has been a supplement that I've used for many, many years. Along with that, if you win, hey TD, I want to get hooked up with the Carnosine swag bag, you get this. Check it out. You get a little shaker bottle with the FQ10 logo, along with a little Carnosine logo, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper. Take a look at this little scooper, little scoopy. You can put your Carnosine beta alanine in there, or anything else you want, like protein after that. And then for the first time ever being revealed, the Shot Rocks, C4 Shot Rocks. You can take this right here, and you're going to have your 3.2 grams of Carnosine beta alanine before you work out. And whether that be the regular Carnosine beta alanine or your sustained release. You want sustained release as well? 3.2 to 6.4 grams per day, every day. Why? Because it's the best. 55 independent studies tell me, show me via research that it works. Zero banned substances. Very important when you work with pro athletes, when you work with moms and dads, kids, grandmas and grandpas who want the best in their fitness. You want to make sure you have the best. So my friends over at Carnosine, thank you for hooking us up. They even included some sunglasses. Are you kidding me? So all of this is going out today. If you want the Carnosine swag bag, right, let me know. Hit it on up. Carnosine swag bag is in full effect right there. And hey, do them a favor because they take such great care of me and us here. They are giving it away an additional $500 supplement bag. They're almost at 10,000 followers. 10,000 followers on Instagram. And with just a few hundred more likes, they're going to give away a little swag bag worth $500. If you want to be eligible to win that, in addition to this one right here, all you got to do, hop over after this live. They're going to make it live right after this goes live. Is on the Carnosine Instagram. Carnosine, right? Carnosine Instagram. The contest details will be there. You can be eligible, but you can't win it if you're not in it. So get in the game, get after it, and you may have a chance to win not only today's Carnosine swag bag, but one worth 500 smackarubies. That's a lot of Carnosine coming at you, baby. You'll be on fire for the rest of the year. No doubt about that. Without further ado, speaking of Carnosine, I'm going to patch in a very near and dear friend, someone who I've collaborated with before, who's actually on the Carnosine team with me. His name is Kevin Dunn. And Kevin and I are going to talk, we're going to talk about traits of the greats, because Kevin, who owns Test Football Academy back in Jersey. Yep, Jersey. You better believe it. Hundreds and hundreds of athletes have been trained at his facility for the NFL Combine and for the NFL. I lock it down on the West Coast, Dunster on the East Coast, and together we're going to be crushing this thing. And today I want your questions and your comments on all of these things. I'm getting a little dose of Durkin to fire me up. Gretchen, I read your email. Thank you very much, Gretchen. I love it. No doubt about it. So let me see if I can actually pipe him in on this stuff. Go live with Test Football here. I'm going to flip you around on the FB. Take a look right here. Let's see if we can patch Kevin in here as he's waiting for Test Football right now. Now here's the deal. When we talk about what it takes, the 5 traits of the greats, right? Now Kevin has been working arduously for many years on what it takes to be great. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, Kev? Yeah, the double jersey. Welcome to Jersey. Hey, so FB right over my shoulder, baby. I got the IG right here. Instagram, what's up? Hey, we're bringing the heat today. Jersey heat. I understand we got some great weather back there, Kevin, huh?
Yeah, finally. Usually we're known for the cold weather spot when it comes time to combine trade, but we're here now. We love life. We're back in the 70s, spring, summer, fall, awesome weather. Great environment to get your workouts in.
So, Kevin, in just one moment, I want to talk about what it takes. You know, you've worked with a lot of great athletes as well, and I want to boil it down to just 5 points. But before we do that, for any of my friends, followers, fans, listeners, I want them to follow you and see what you're doing, because I know you have a great team back there. You work with some awesome athletes. We've known each other because of the Carnosine connection. The last 2 years, we've collaborated on some stuff. Tell me something about Test Football. What is Test Football, and what makes you guys special and unique?
Yeah, well, Test Football Academy, we actually started 20 years ago, if you can believe it. This year is our 20-year anniversary.
Yep.
Over that time, we've had 397 athletes, just over 253 of them have actually made NFL teams. Had a great class this year. We connected with Cardison a couple of years back, and they've been an awesome. You actually hit the nail right on the head with a lot of the things that they've been able to bring to the table. Their sustained release fatality and their instant release, the combination of the two, really to maximize performance throughout the day and to get the most out of every rep, every workout, making sure that endurance is there for every opportunity. It has always been for us. Now that we're using it regularly, it's really been our secret weapon. We've been able to give this stuff to these guys and attain some pretty phenomenal results. Incredible body composition changes. This year we had 35 guys. They lost 233 pounds of fat.
Jeez.
And put on 237 pounds of lean body mass for a total swing of 470 pounds.
Dang.
So, it was insane. We just have, I think we got the right combination of, just hard work, effort, obviously, loyalty, those things. Guys that really are savage in their pursuit of wanting this as much as anything really in their lives to date. It really is one of the most important things that they've done in their life at this point. And then, to have the inspiration to pursue a career in the NFL, and a pretty massive paycheck at that, there's really not much more that can motivate them. I mean, between combining lifelong dreams and actually to do something that you love and actually get paid for it has been something that these guys have waited for a very long time. So,
Yep.
We're excited. We're excited about the progress. We're excited about the results. We're excited about the history. But we're excited even more about the next 20 years, about what we're going to accomplish, and just fired up. It's a great opportunity to collaborate on stuff like this, and just love the fact that as a country from West Coast to East Coast, we've got this thing covered, and we can inspire a nation to just achieve greatness.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and that's well said, Kevin. Guys, we're talking today great, and we're talking being the best. And it doesn't matter if you're an athlete, if you're a kid who's watching this in school right now, because I see some of the names on the IG and the FB, you better behave yourselves. Make sure you get your mind right. But hey, what I want to cover today is, and what Kevin just mentioned, is like, what does it take to be the best? Obviously, you have to train your butt off. You got to make sure you're eating the right food. You got to be supplementing with the right products. You got to have your mind right? Without the right mindset, you can't be the best in whatever it is. If you're not an athlete, that's cool, but you still got to use fitness as a tool to be the absolute best you can be. And that comes from changing body composition, getting as strong as you possibly can, making sure, again, we talk about focus and getting rid of brain fog and all these things. Like, what does it actually take to be your best? I've been enamored with greatness and athletics for my entire life. So when I study that and work with the greats, just like Kevin, back with you and Tess, you guys got a 24,000 square foot facility back there and 300 plus athletes that you put in the league. But you also, I was impressed the fact that you don't just have athletes, you have Pilates and yoga and training and moms and dads on this stuff. And any of you that are listening in right now on Instagram and on Facebook, please comment and ask questions, because Kevin is one of the best coaches in the land, and you may not have heard him, so make sure you follow him over at Test Football. You see the IG link right there. But Kevin, let's talk about the 5 commonalities of all the greats. And it doesn't matter if it's an athlete, an entrepreneur. I know you study and work with some of the top executives as well. But when I boil it down, I came down to 5 without trying to, of course we can have more, but when I think about that, there's some commonalities. And the first one that I'd say, and we can go back and forth, Kevin, on this, is the first one is preparation. Now, the best athletes and the best coaches prepare. And what does that mean? Obviously, they're grinding. And whether it be at Fitness Quest 10, Test Football, or any other great institution, great facility, anywhere in the land, we got a lot of great coaches. I see some of the names coming through right now who are watching this. Preparation is the key to success. And Man, I still remember, like, a lot of times you can only train so much. You can only train a couple hours a day, but what are you doing in the time you're not training, including your recovery, including watching film? You young athletes out there, like, yeah, you got to bust your tail in the weight room, but are you watching film? Are you studying defenses? Are you studying tendencies on what regards to sport? Gals out there, if you're lacrosse or soccer, are you watching film and breaking it down, going beyond the training aspect? Executives, when we talk about preparation, as a leader here, I've got 42 employees. The preparation of not just showing up and like hoping you're going to get successful, but preparing for it, spending time away from the office and working on your business and your life and having a strategy and a vision for what you want to do to maximally impact people is absolutely imperative for you to be successful. So to me, preparation is number one. Kevin, any thoughts on preparation?
Yeah, I'm going to echo everything that you just said. I think there's one game a week. You got 3 hours on a Saturday or Sunday, whether you're college or pro. And it's not just when the lights are on when everybody's looking, but the reality is it's what kind of work are you putting in prior to all those lights going on?
Right.
Getting back again to the combine, it's we're with these guys 6 days a week. They're training anywhere between 3.5 to 5 hours a day, broken up into segments, and we're working on specific speed, we're working on linear drills, multi-directional drills, and then breaking all of those down into different phases, and how we can work on technique to get them to maximize the results. And at the end of the day, technique is a combination of what you can do physically, but also from your mindset and how you feel specific drills and movements, because a lot of times the preparation side is they're pre-programmed.
That's right.
But when you get out onto the field, it's random and chaotic. Like you don't have any idea what's coming next, especially if you're a defender. So being able to practice some of those things in a controlled environment, in a controlled setting, to be able to perfect that master technique and then be able to bring it out onto the field so that you can connect with it and watch film and even watch yourself, because a lot of times what feels right to you, and you watch yourself on film, like, man, that didn't feel like it looked.
Yep.
Right, and you go back to your coaches and you're like, wow, that's what my coach was saying actually makes sense now. So I would say preparation is big. I mean, even from the nutrition side, right? Even when you're at home and that refrigerator, that refrigerator's calling, and you got the grumbles, and what are you gonna reach for? And it's nobody's really there. Your coach isn't there watching what's going on. Like your preparation, your meal prep, your supplementation schedule, all of those things. If you're trying to be the best athlete possible, and you're literally trying to make a profession of this, you've got to get your body into the absolute best shape possible, right? In terms of what your own personal genetic ability is. And if you're not doing those things, somebody else is. Like that's the difference. So if you want to be competitive in this and actually go on to be a professional athlete at some point, or at least take that same approach. Even with scholarships to college. I have a daughter right now that's looking at probably on watching this now. She's probably going to get in trouble for it.
Nah.
She's out of school now. But literally, she's about to go. Looking at these schools, and we're looking at price tags everywhere, and it's crazy how expensive school is now. So so we got to look at those things and evaluate it, and she has to plan and prepare to be the best student possible. And whatever your path is, whether that's athletics or you're going the academic route or whatever it is, just be the best that you can, and just prepare yourself as best you can to get the best results possible.
I love that, Kevin. Great point. And remember, folks, if you're not preparing for a career in athletics, it doesn't matter. Physical preparation is imperative if you want to be successful in anything. If you're in your 20s and you're searching for your purpose, then train your butt off in the weight room. If you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and you're trying to maximize your career, whether you work at a business, you own a business, you're in a career shift, like physical training, you should be training like a pro athlete regardless, because we know the training, all of the hormonal response that happens, I like all the hearts coming up. FB, I'm loving it. I like that, although it's hard to come because you know that it's not just reserved for the highest level world-class athletes, Olympic athletes, pro athletes. It's for everyone, including the kiddos that are trying to be their best in youth athletics and sports. Training is imperative. And by the way, Beach Behoy on IG, you ought to have a quote book because every time I'm on the Instagram or the FB, my man Beach Behoy, fail to prepare is preparing to fail. I love that one. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I'm liking all these things. My man Keith Caldwell, he used to say that just showing up was 50% of success. I believe that your focus on preparation is a much better approach. Truth on that. So my question is, before we move on to point number 2, we're talking today about the only five traits of the best athletes and the greatest coaches. How are you gonna prepare better? What are you gonna do to prepare better? It could be preparing in the weight room. It could be preparing on your nutrition. And I was in a discussion with a client today about why are you basing all your decisions on your feelings? Let me repeat. Why are you basing your decisions on your feelings? Just because like you feel a certain way doesn't mean you should be that way. Meaning like if you're hungry doesn't mean you should go in the cabinet and start eating junk. Just because you feel like you shouldn't work out, that's a feeling, I shouldn't work out, you don't work out. Listen, if you want great success, if you want to be the best in what you do, regardless of what you do, it doesn't matter if you're playing the NFL, you want to earn a scholarship, you're in a career, and you want to work your way up the ladder and get a pay raise, man, you gotta sacrifice and don't base your choices and decisions on your feelings based on what you know. That's uber discipline and focus to do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. You probably have this thing that you think, well, pro athletes, they get paid to work out, so it should be easy for them to work out. Let me let you in on something. It's no easier for a pro player to work out than it is for you. And you think money's a motivator? Listen, it's hard for everyone to work out. As a coach who owns a gym, sometimes it's hard for me to work out here right now because like I'm in my gym, I'm steps away from the weight room. It's no easier for me. It's all of that. I'm going to do this. And I got to build it into the schedule like anyone else, including yourself. So I ask you the question, what can you do to just even 1% be better at preparation today? Planning your week, planning your success, working on your vision, working on your dreams. What do you want to create? And then preparing like mad so that you can be successful. That's point number 1. Point number 2. Kevin, what'd you say is point number 2 on the 5 traits? Amen.
We call it the Jersey grind, right? It's just a grind that doesn't stop. And at the end of the day, there's I forget who I want to say maybe Eric Cressy said this. Like any great program that's written can always be trumped by somebody working out on a lower or lesser program, just working out harder, right? The level of intensity cannot stop, and that's that's something that I feel like we've done pretty well at. It's almost a motto around here, utilizing new school science with that old school intensity, that old school grind. So I think hard work is something that we often underachieve in. Right? Yep. So I think we've got to be strong-minded about that, and not just showing up for the workouts. And that, again, you mentioned something about your feelings and whether you feel like you're working out or feel like working out or feel like getting hungry and you're going to the fridge to go battle that hunger. Like those are things that if you're gonna do it, just do it at 100%. And nothing's gonna replace that hard work. And that's part of the grind. There's no other way around it, because you know what, someone else is going to be willing to work harder than you.
Yep.
And that's something that was always instilled in me. Never think that you've arrived. Always think that there's somebody out there that's better than you, and you're constantly chasing, because regardless of where you are, set your own bar, work your tail off, work as hard as you possibly can, and to be able to surround yourself with the right type of environment that's going to support that. It's always harder when you're hanging around people that are dragging you down, and you've got a negative vibe, but you've got to shake that. You've got to decide who you want in your life that's going to support you, and regardless of, again, emotion or anything like that. That's just something that we can do as a conscious way and a conscious level to actually surround yourself with the right people that are going to support you in every way possible. And if that means, your workout partner, you need to switch that up, I would love to get in the room with you, big boy.
Let's go. Let's bring it, baby. Let's bring it.
Rip the walls off.
Let's bring it. Hey, what I would say is this, and you guys know this, and I'm loving the comments coming through on the IG and Facebook. Thank you. Is this: hard work beats talent when talent don't work. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work. I'm coaching the high school football team out here in San Diego. I try to bring a little Jersey attitude, Kevin, out here. And listen, a lot of people have talent in the business world, but if you don't work, man, it don't matter. Boys and girls, men and women, grandmas and grandpas, in today's day, you got to roll up. You got to get a little elbow grease. You got to get a little blue-collar mentality. Talk about that Jersey mentality. The bottom line is this. You got to work, and there are no freebies out there. People think, if I put my time into this, and man, you got to continue to grind and have that grit. And that's the bottom line is what it's going to take. And here's the thing. It typically takes a lot longer for success than you want. We desire success. We desire greatness, but you got to continue to surround yourself with the right people, the right environment, the right everything. Put yourself to set yourself up for the success that's needed. And I'm loving all these comments and thumbs up coming in. But the bottom line is this: hard work. It's rhetorical. Hey, you got to work your tail off. Hey, you got to work your tail off. Hey, what I'd ask you is this: tonight, before you go to bed, all of you, Facebook, Instagram, before you go to sleep tonight, do me a favor. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. You're going to see your mom's and your dad's eyes and ask yourself the question, did you work hard enough today to make a difference in the world? If you're just showing up and punching the clock, you're in the wrong job. Let me repeat, folks. If you're just showing up and punching the clock, you're in the wrong job because you haven't found your passion. Passion is going to want to make you work hard. It's going to want to make you have sacrifices. You're going to work weekends. You're going to work nights. Guess what? I was up till midnight last night, too. I'm writing a book right now. There's days I don't feel like writing, folks. There's days I don't feel like writing. But that's called discipline and sacrifice. Why? Because when you focus on the work it's going to take to get you to where you want to go, because you're like, hey, TD, thanks for writing that. It's not easy. So you see some of the pro athletes, Kevin, who you work with and I work with, and you're like, oh, man, they're so talented. Yeah, guess what? There's a lot of talent behind everyone who you see or you read in a book or you see on TV or you work for this great leader at your job. And guess what? There's a lot of hours that people don't see. My only thing I'd ask for you today on Instagram and Facebook is do the mirror test. Always come back and ask yourself, am I putting the effort and energy into what I'm supposed to be doing to make the biggest difference out there? And that comes back to, again, what you need to do nutritionally, physically, spiritually, all aspects. It all relates. So hard work is point number 3. Oh, by the way, hard work, I want to talk about someone real quick. I'm going to talk about an athlete because one of the questions is, have you ever shared the same athlete, worked with the same athlete? The answer is yes. Luis Perez. You talk about hard work. If you don't know the story of Luis Perez, guys, go to the Carnison website. Matter of fact, you're going to see these smiling faces right now. Kevin, give a big smile.
There you go.
See? That, and you see Luis Perez. Luis Perez is a quarterback who has trained out here for several years. He's from San Diego. He's worked with your boy Tony Raz. And by the way, shout out to your boy Tony Raz. I love Tony Raz. My son Luke, who's a quarterback, follows Tony, and he's doing great things. You got a great team back there. But Luis Perez is a grinder. Did not play high school football. Folks, didn't play high school sports. Boys and girls, you're like, hey, I have a dream to play football. You didn't play the sport that you desire. He went and was the 7th string football player at a junior college, the same college my wife teaches at, Southwestern Community College. 7th string.
Don't forget, he was
a bowler.
He bowled.
I know. He was a bowler.
That's what he did. So he had an arm on him. It was more of an underhand guy than an overhand guy in high school.
My boy, hey, TR is on right now. Tony Raz, give it a thumbs up. Follow that guy, folks. He's awesome. But he's a bowler. So Perez works his butt off, hangs out with Drew when he's here. He's out with Tony back there with Test. And, he was with the Rams, with the Eagles. He's jumped around the AFL. But here's a guy, you talk about hard work. No one believes in you. A lot of times we all have big dreams and big visions, and it's that constant sacrifice to be great, to do what it takes to be there. So, fellow Team Carnison right there, shout out to our guy, Luis Perez. And someone asked that question, do you guys ever have the same athlete? Luis Perez is a great example because he's a hard worker. You talk about preparation. The guy is dialed in on all aspects. So, hey, point number 3 of the 5. We'll keep this thing flowing. We got a few minutes left. I want to see the comments coming through. I want to give away the Impact Book, Wow Book, a great hoodie, and, of course, the Carnison swag bag. All this stuff is going out today. So post it on the FB and on the IG right here. Number 3, all the great athletes, the great coaches have a mindset of success. Mindset. To me, it's the difference between winning and losing, greatness and significance. Now, let me make something real clear, folks. The mindset is not something like, hey, you're born with this winning mindset. People ask me all the time, hey, T, are you always positive? Well, listen, if I don't hone into my best practices in the morning, and I shared some of that in an email this morning, some of my best practices in the morning time, is like, if I don't fuel my own mind up every single day, you got to dominate the day. You got to win the day and get that mind right every day, because life will beat you down. Business will beat you down. Your career may beat you down. Energy vampires may beat you down if you're not fired up and have the mindset of success. A lot of the athletes, their success is based on their failures. Let me repeat. A lot of their successes are based on their failures. One of the athletes I work with, his name is Mike Chandler. He just lost the lightweight belt in Bellator a few weeks ago. Let me tell you what, Mike's already on fire again to get his belt back. Sometimes when we have a loss in business or in sport, it lights a fire under you that sometimes you need a loss or a failure, and all of a sudden it's like, man, I got to get my hunger back and my passion back, and that. It's happened to me in my life. Sometimes, I was talking about this with Pastor Jeremiah today. One of my clients is like, hey, you better be careful, because after the biggest win of your life is when you're most vulnerable. After your biggest win in life is when you're most vulnerable. You're a fat cat. You're sitting around thinking, man, I had this big win, or I just had this big accolade. Careful. Be humble, be hungry. Keep the hunger. So to me, mindset's crucial. Kevin, anything to add on that? I love the comments.
I think it's probably the first thing that you got to connect with.
Yep.
You have to know what motivates people. You got to know what motivates athletes, what motivates them individually.
Mm-hmm.
And mindset, I think, is the very first topic that we need to cover and make sure that we're dialed in on, because then everything else that you do, how hard you train, how hard you hit the workouts, your regimen, making sure that you're detailed and you're following the exact schedule that's being prescribed to you. Taking your meals home, eating all of your meals that are completely dialed out and measured in terms of protein, carbohydrates, fats. Like, all of that stuff is already pre-calculated for you. Just follow the plan, buy in. But also as a coach, to understand what makes somebody tick, I think, is also very important. Right? There's different strokes for different folks. Some guys need the royal foot to be inserted. Other guys, they don't respond well to that type of coaching, so you've got to back off and bring them in and bring them under your wing. At some point, when you go from transition from being an amateur to a pro, there's a whole different mindset of that in terms of your coaching techniques. And I think, the guys that need to be forced and the guys that need someone out screaming on the field they're not necessarily the ones that are going to make it, because the guys that really want it bad enough, they're kind of the quiet ones. I gotta say, like, a lot of the guys that we've worked with over the years, the ones that were reserved, they kept to themselves, they stuck to the plan, they followed the regimen. I mean, we had a guy even this year, a kid who was completely underrated before this year even started his football season. He was safety at the University of Maryland, Darnell Savage. Probably third, fourth round prospect. He ends up going to the combine. Everybody thought he was going to run a 4.5, 4.6. He ends up running a 4.36 at the combine.
Kevin Dunn.
We had him clocked at a 4.29 here on the laser timer. So, and you hear all this crap all over the internet. And, you have guys running in and they cut, and then they show you a different thing. Like, no, it had nothing to do with that. You go to Indianapolis and you run a 4.36 after 3 days of hell. There's something to be said about just that. And the kid ends up going in the first round. Like, the Packers traded up from their 30th pick up to the 21st pick and took him 21st overall. Couldn't be more proud of that kid. Such a humble kid. He's got 2 phenomenal parents that obviously have groomed and raised a phenomenal athlete and mentor. So a lot of these kids are looking up to him now. But the reality is, he was nowhere on the map last year.
Mm-hmm.
he had a mindset of, I'm going to be the greatest that I can be. He was the first DB off the board, Todd. The first DB off the board. Now, I started getting nervous because I'm watching all these guys go off the board. Like, he was rated like the 4th or 5th guy. Next thing I know, Green Bay trades up, 21st pick. Oh my God, everybody's celebrating. You know, it was very much like, honestly, like when we had Flacco in 2008, how he was like the underrated, Delaware quarterback, 6'6", 230. He ended up, going into the, I think it was like 18th overall in the 2008 draft. So, seeing all of this stuff transpire over the years, and then you just look back after 20 years of doing this, and you realize these commonalities that you're talking about, like of the mindset of people that were just on the regiment, just on like they were making it happen, and their mindset really set them up for success in every other piece of the plan that they needed to implement to achieve whatever goal it was they were trying to achieve.
Right. Well, whether it be a Savage, whether it be Flacco, one of the things that I would say is important, and we just talked about it, he prepared. That was number one of our point. Point two is he worked his tail off. And then he had the mindset, which we just talked about. All these guys have that. You got to have the hard work, the preparation, the mindset of success. And do me a favor, IG and FB. I haven't done a lot of these interview style, like patching somebody in. I'd love to know your comments. Are you enjoying this split screen, East Coast and West Coast coming together? I'd love to see your comments on Facebook and Instagram on what your thoughts are. Because if you're liking this, I'll do more of it. Because obviously with technology today, it allows us to do that, patch coaches in from all over the country. And Kevin, I want to thank you before I go to my next point, because what I've always known about you is you're a true pros pro. And some people who don't know you, I'm going to encourage to follow Kevin over on Instagram because Kevin, like myself, he's in the trenches. He's grinding. He's coaching. He's changing lives. He's running his facility on that stuff. And sometimes you don't know about those people because he's not spending all of his time just on social media. He's actually in the trenches training. And when we talk about training and nutrition, supplementation, all of these things, if you want more information on Kevin, you can also go over to the team.carnison site, which we'll tag in here. And on that, you can read all about Kevin and test football and how he uses his supplements and with all of his athletes, because it's a great way for Kevin to continue to stay focused on what he does best, his genius zone, and learn some of the things that he's doing as well. So I would love your comments on Instagram and Facebook. If you like that kind of the split screen interview style. It's kind of a preview for what's coming soon here this summer with the Impact podcast as well. So Instagram and Facebook are giving us that opportunity. Along with that, Kevin, and you mentioned this with Savage, is point number 4 of 5. We only have 5 points. Point number 4 is this. It's closely related, and I'm going to call it the best athletes and the best coaches, the greatest coaches. I believe have an uncanny ability to communicate with their athletes or with their clients about their expectations and to get that out of them. And the best athletes trust the plan of their coach. So communication and trust, I think, are really important, because a guy, for your recent example of Savage, he trusted you and the team with all of the preparation and all the hard work of that. Some of the guys I've been working with for 15 plus years, guys like Darren Sproles and Breeze, these guys have been years and years trusting the preparation and communicating their goals and their visions of where they want, when they're frustrated with something in their play and when they're not. You've got to build that trust with your clients and with your athletes, your members on that. You got to build it if you're a high school player or a high school coach. You have to be able to communicate, not just kind of, hold it in, but communicate in a professional way. So what would you say to that point, Kevin, on communication and trust?
Well, I think there's, God, I really do think, you look at some of the best out there, the whole Belichick and Brady thing, like there's got to be a ton of communication and trust between the two of them, right? I mean, that's a great example between coach and athlete. I spent a good majority of my educational career between high school and college. I spent a minimum of 8 years on the swimming and diving team. So I was a springboard and tower diver, and actually was back in your neck of the woods at Jackson, New Jersey at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Yeah.
So,
You were a high diver?
Yeah, that was me. That's what I did back in the day.
Interesting. All right.
The Bugs Bunny 1 foot by 1 foot perch into the 100 feet in the air into a above ground swimming pool. Yeah, that was my stupidity in college. But it was a whole thing on life, right? You climb the ladder one step at a time. You don't just run right to the top and try to jump off. But the whole communication and trusting, it goes back to, as an athlete, when I was an athlete, when I was getting coached, and I would do something, especially in a sport like diving where everything is pre-programmed, right? Everything. I did the same 7 dives or the same 11 dives in a meet over and over and over and over and over. And what would feel right to me sometimes wasn't. And I would listen to my coach give me a verbal cue, and then I wasn't buying it. I didn't buy into it because it didn't feel that way. And of course, as an athlete, you're always thinking, well, I know what's better because this is my body, not your body.
Right.
And you go back to then he takes me over to the film, and we're watching film. Back then, it was a big old 14-pound VHS cameras hooked up to a big box television. But we go up to the video, and we would watch it frame by frame. And the next, I'm like, saying, my God, he was right. And I didn't buy into that until I actually saw it with my own eyes. So, then you kind of fast forward, over these last 20 years, and I've been able to take this combine process, because that's what the combine is. It's these 7 different drills it's the exact same thing over and over and over. So I get the whole process of film review and, how that can impact a learning curve, whether it's, how fast it is or how slow it is. Like it's definitely that whole video side of things to prove a coaching point to an athlete, or, is the coach transparent enough to say, oh, wow, you know what, I actually didn't see that in your live rep, but now that I'm looking at it on film, this is what it is. And then you collaborate with your coach, and you feel like you're on the same team. There's a mutual level of respect there.
Right.
And I think that only comes from open and honest communication. If you're not doing that, you're not going to build that layer of trust. And, at the end of the day, everyone wants the same thing. You want to win.
Yep.
Bottom line. Do you want to win?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right.
I think we might be brothers in another life.
No doubt. Hey, our final point. If you guys are liking this, I'm seeing some thumbs up on Facebook and Instagram. I want to know. I want to get your feedback and comments. After this point, I'm going to give away some prizes. So if you want the Carnison swag bag, hit us up now on Instagram. Say, TD, hook a brother or sister up with the Carnison swag bag. We got the Impact book, the Wow book. We've got the gray hoodie. Man, it's all going out today. I'm seeing these comments. I'm loving the likes on that stuff. Facebook, I just want to give you all a shout out on Facebook. Again, we were just going to do Instagram, so Instagram kudos, but I decided to go live on FB because I usually don't patch people in. So thank you for hanging in, Facebook. I'm loving all those thumbs up. Kevin Dunn is someone who has created a lot of greatness over his long career and continues to do that at Test Football Academy. So I didn't want to squander the opportunity to share with our Facebook friends as well. Instagram, you're doing a great job on this stuff. So in just after these points, I'm going to give some prizes away. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. And while we're doing this, what I want you to do is an affirmation over the next 2 or 3 minutes while Kevin and I are talking. Something I asked you, are you a hard worker? How are you preparing? How's your mindset? Are you trusting the process? Are you communicating with your clients, members, athletes, spouse, kids? How can you improve that? If there's one affirmation or declaration you'd like to make today on Instagram or Facebook, when you write it, remember, writing creates clarity, clarity precedes genius. Writing creates clarity, clarity precedes genius. If you write it down and you share it, and I read it, Kevin reads it, all of our friends out there read it, guess what? You're now held accountable because of the fact of saying you're going to do this, you're going to clean up your nutrition by doing this, you're going to add this by doing this. Whatever it is, you get your mind right, all of those things, it's going to help you on out. I got now people heckling us from the back here behind there. I like hecklers. I like people talking smack behind us. So keep the comments coming. 5th and final point. I'm going to throw you for a curveball. Hey, you have your point, Kevin. I'm going to come with a different point. 5th and final point for you, Kevin. What would you say when it comes to the 5 traits of the great coaches and athletes? What are they? What would be the 5th and final one for you? And I have a different one.
be a finisher. Finish at 100%. No matter what.
Be a finisher.
No matter what. Yep, that's that comes kind of handed down from part of a legacy from my dad, actually. The last time that my dad was in this facility, he actually passed away just about coming up on 2 years. So last time he was in the facility, I have a part of the facility in the building that's got, we got cinder block walls, and I ask every year at the end of the combine season, I give a brick to a guy, and they end up signing it. They put a quote on there, and obviously put their signature on it. And I ask all the players and everyone involved, I say, can you write your favorite quote that's going to inspire the rest of the kids that walk through here over the next 20 years, right? And I think this year was a big one with that. I handed my dad the Sharpie, and I asked him I said, would you mind, coming up with a quote and signing a brick? And he did that. And what he put on the brick was, if you start in the game, finish at 100%. And, I didn't know how impactful that was going to be as he was writing it. But man, it's really been impactful for me, for my life. I hate being the 90%er, right? Don't you? I mean, you get to something where you're almost finished. You get to the 90%, and then that last 10%, you just kind of forget about walkway. You never really close the book on that chapter, right? You've got to finish. You got to finish everything that you start, and that was something that was huge. And working with these combine guys, going through the process, you can't dog it in week 5 and week 6 when the grind gets really hard. You've got to get through these workouts. You've got to finish it. And I'm gonna quick just kind of show you guys some really cool before and after shots here. Like, these are some before and after shots, some transformations of guys that were finishing every rep. You got Rob Roll there. You got Foster Moreau, tight end from LSU. I mean, look at some of those before and after shots. I mean, these guys, Jonathan Hillman, all these guys on the Carnison supplementation. Tuzar Skipper, another beast. These guys did incredibly well. They're savage. So that's a kid who was, third, fourth round prospect going into the year now, first round guy coming out. So finish every rep, finish every set, finish every workout as intensely as you can, and just maximize your, not only on the field, but off the field and in life, So that's a big one for me, and that'll always hold true to my heart, and I'm going to pass that along to my kids and make sure that, all that stuff is ingrained in the way that they think and the way that they attack life.
Finish it, man. That is powerful, and thank you for sharing that with your father, Kevin. What a special treat to have that brick signed by your dad.
Pretty awesome,
man. It's something you walk by every day. You probably tap, and that's your dad's spirit still in the facility. And man, the DNA and the blood work and sweat and tears that go into to running a gym or a studio or a club or a performance facility, it ain't easy, and we all know that. But when you can take the fabric of someone's spirit and keep it there, athletes who have gone before us, parents, kids, all that stuff, I special shout out, man. Just thanks for keeping the spirit alive and doing what you do. Awesome. All right, my final. Go ahead, Kev. What's that?
Say, what's your fifth? What's your number 5?
My fifth one. And just when I look at the 5 traits of the great coaches and the great athletes, as a coach, it's hard sometimes to define this because it's what I call the it factor. The best athletes, the best coaches, the people that have the it factor, it's hard to define what that is. What's the it factor? I believe it's a combination of all the things we're talking about. But ultimately, I believe that it comes when a individual, boy or girl, man or woman, when they fill themselves up, and then when I say fill themselves up, I'm talking they fill up their body, they fill up their mind, they fill up their spirit with nothing but positivity and growth mindset. And they have a fortitude and strength that's built upon the desire to be their best. Not the best, but their best. I believe it creates an it factor. It's hard to put into words what that is, because here's the bottom line. In a world that constantly compares ourselves on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, on everything out there, especially, middle school, high school, you're always comparing yourselves about body, and that is like the it factor. To me, the best athletes have the it factor. Why do some athletes have the ability to raise up the thermostat in a workout? Because they bring it out of everyone else. Why do the best coaches have the ability to raise up the temperature in the room? Because they have the ability to bring it out of their athletes or clients. Why do the best leaders have the ability to share and communicate with their teammates, their employees, and their employers? The ability to bring the it factor out of getting more out of being purpose-driven than just driven by an expectation. It's the purpose of that. So to me, it's like, okay, well, I ask you, how do you develop that it factor? You develop that it factor by dialing into all the things that Kevin and I talked about today and making sure that that belief is always that you are designed for greatness. You do have gifts inside of you that you have to tap into, and not living with the head trash that you're not designed to be special or to be great. Because if not you, who's it going to be? If it's not you, like someone's going to get the scholarship or someone's going to get the job. Someone's going to go create something. Why not you? And you've got to have that attitude of, that's me. That's me who's going to be that difference maker, who's going to create that impact. If not you, who? If not now, when? It might as well be you. And to me, that's the it factor. And when you listen to something like this on Instagram or Facebook, like, to me, I hope that over the last 45 minutes or so that Kevin and I said one thing, two things, three things that maybe gave you a little more energy today to go be a better mom or a dad or a better spouse, a better coach, a better trainer, a better leader, a better fireman, policeman, whatever you do on this. That's what, to me, it's those it factors make the biggest difference. So those are my 5, Kevin.
That's awesome. And the last question is, are you worthy? That's my little guy.
Look at that. See,
so
that's
when Captain America picks up Thor's hammer at the end of Endgame. Sorry for those of you who haven't seen it yet, but it's been out for way longer than that. We don't have to worry about spoilers anymore. But you have to believe that you're worthy of receiving these gifts, right? Like, having the ability to accomplish some of this stuff takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but you have to have the self-confidence, right? You've got to, like this case, Zodiac 5, you got to rise to the occasion in every event that you're participating in. Get yourself to the point where you can believe. You can believe in yourself, and the being able. I just pulled that picture out because it's like sitting here on the desk. And that's obviously my son, but having the ability to not only put the hard work in, but then believe that you can be the best in a humble, approachable way is a pretty uncanny combination, right? Like, you don't usually see that. You see either guys from one end of the extreme, from the ego side, or they don't have the confidence enough. That blend to have that perfect, that perfect amount of self-confidence and that humility to be able to be approachable and be someone that a brand that's as big as the NFL wants to have represent them. Like, that's such a big part of it. And obviously that side now, like, just a lot of teams just looking at the whole character side, I think is so massive. So, there's so much around this right now, and there's obviously a lot of topics that you kind of get into, like this whole mental side of it, but it's really kind of staying strong mentally.
Yep.
And again, like, listening to the voice and being aware of the voice inside of your head, and if they're negative things that are coming out, like, you got to get that stuff out. And that's kind of where, again, it gets back to the communication with your coach, your spouse, your kids, like all of those things you were just talking about. They're so big, Todd. It's just it's really taking, trying to develop as a coach the whole person, and even as a coach being open enough and slowing your life down enough to be able to listen. And that's also so big to a lot of these guys. So many athletes are just out there trying to be a coach pleaser. And I think the coaches are the ones that actually listen and the ones that understand and the ones that get from a mindset standpoint what motivates each guy and to really generate what it takes in here in their heart to be able to work hard and to work their tail off and motivate them to prepare and be part of their life outside of the facility and send the text messages and just be in constant communication, I think is so big. And then even after the guys leave, like we're still communicating with them because they're not just machines. They're not just here for 6 to 8 weeks and then they go and then we never see them again. They're human beings with lives and, at some point getting married, buying houses, having kids, like the whole life thing happens. And it's, we just want to be a constant resource and a constant support throughout their entire career and life.
There you have it. There you have it. Kevin, great job today. We're going to give away the prizes right now. You had your 5 traits, the 5 common traits of the best athletes and greatest coaches. I welcome, even if you're not live right now, you watch this video recording, to type in your comments on anything that Kevin or I said today on the Instagram or on the Facebook. We're going to give away some prizes right now for those of you who have commented and wanted one of the great prizes we're giving away. And once again, you can get more information over at the team.carnison.com site. You can get any of the carnosine beta-alanine. It says find it in the upper right-hand corner. That's where you can discover where can you get the carnosine beta-alanine at one of the local shops near you or online. And then also, don't forget, hop over right after this. Carnosine's giving away an additional $500 swag bag. If you don't win this one, an additional $500 swag bag. They're on the quest to try to get to 10,000 followers on the IG. So hop over right away after this and take a look at all the contest details. They're posting it literally right now as I speak. They said, TD, right when you wrap up, we're posting. So that bad boy's going out. You can look at all the contest details. And on behalf of Kevin, I want to thank Carnosine for powering today's Facebook and Instagram Live. And Kevin, thanks for being here today. We're going to give away some great prizes.
Thanks so much, TD. Appreciate your time. Looking forward to the future.
All right, here's what we got. Well, let's start with the gray hoodie. The gray hoodie. We're going to start with the gray hoodie. Goes to my man, Beach Behoy. That's the Instagram handle. I love the Instagram handles. Beach Behoy, you got the gray hoodie. I want a picture with you sweating in the gray hoodie. DM me on up. Impact, the Impact Body Plan book. If you already have it, Hans, you get it. You were commenting a ton on today's. I'm scrolling through the Instagram. Hans, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you on here. I'm seeing some of y'all over Smashing Calories in Australia. Was hoping for that as well. Keep up the great work over in Australia. The Wow book. Gretchen Schuback wanted the Wow book. She's like, TD, hook a sister up with some Wow. So Gretchen, you're getting the Wow book. Boom, and the last one. The first of the Carnosine swag bags. Yup, full of great, again, this is the Cage Muscle, the Cage Muscle pre-caged, pre-workout, and all the goodies inside of there, including, just take a look. I'm loving that right there. Look at that shaker bottle right there. So that's going out, and we're going to wrap it up. If you don't win this, don't worry, it ain't over. Kevin and I talked about today, you got to be persistent, you got to keep working. So just hop over to Carnosine's Instagram page at Carnosine, and you have a chance to win $500 swag bag as well. This one is going out to Kerry Mansour. Kerry, you are the winner of the Carnosine swag bag. Congratulations, Kerry. Thanks for what you're doing. Kerry's a police officer, so man, thank you for your service and what you do, Kerry, on everything you do, man. Great to have all walks of life here today on the Instagram and Facebook Live. Guys, keep up the great work. Please share this on Instagram and Facebook, on Facebook especially. Comment below on all that stuff. On again, behalf of Carnosine, thank you so much for powering us today. And Kevin, thanks for being here. Any other final comments, Kev?
Just appreciate it, man. Really excited to be, to be continuing this journey in this awesome industry that we're in. Looking forward to, connecting down the road. And just, if you guys are around and want to follow us, we're at test_football. You can actually follow me at KD_elite_sports. Check us out for some, some consistent content, just grinding it out. And it's, I've heard someone say somewhere, in another state, that no matter what company's out there, if it's a successful company, there's somebody from Jersey involved. We gotta make it happen. We gotta keep going. We gotta make it. Just keep making it right.
Preach it, baby. Preach it. Preach it. Preach it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Really excited, Todd. Thanks again for everything, man. Looking forward to to the future.
Well, keep up the great work, Kevin. Honored to work with you today and everything we do with the Carnison team on that stuff. The biggest thing I know, you're grinding on a regular basis back there in Jersey, making a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives. So keep up the great impact, man. Thank you. Guys, that's a wrap.